Okay. Commissioner 1 report. There was a recent press release as to the investigation into the fairgrounds. The one that was released is full of inaccurate information and can tend to be misleading. So this is the one that Lewis Marshall had wrote. During 2022, it was brought to the attention of Prosecutor Lewis Marshall there were concerns about possible mismanagement of Bonner County Fair funds. Marshall met with members of the Fair Board and Rodeo and determined a criminal investigation was warranted. Sandpoint Chief Corey Kuhn initiated the investigation as the fairgrounds is located within the city of Sandpoint. Chief Kuhn and his officers determined there was probable cause to believe the crime of misuse of public funds had been committed by the fair director, Darcy Smith. Chief Kuhn and detectives interviewed Ms. Smith on October 27, 2022, at which time she denied any wrongdoing. Ms. Smith took her own life on October 31, 2022. Coroner Beers determined the cause of death to be a single gunshot wound to the head and the manner of death to be suicide. Coroner Beers consulted with a forensic pathologist in making his determination. Additionally, gunshot residue was found on the decedent's hand. Due to a rampant speculation at the time, Prosecutor Marshall, Sheriff Darrell Wheeler, and Chief Kuhn issued a press release urging members of the public not to speculate and make baseless accusations. While many followed that advice, unfortunately, some did not. There were reckless allegations made against Fair Board members, Bonner County employees, and even against elected officials. This investigation has provided conclusive proof those allegations were made based on false information. After Ms. Smith took her life, the criminal investigation concluded. Ms. Smith remains entitled to the presumption of innocence. Ms. Smith was never charged or convicted in a court of law regarding these alleged crimes. Prosecutor Marshall initiated a personal investigation to determine the extent of wrongdoing and loss. A thorough investigation was completed and the findings are made available to the public with this statement. Due to being a personnel investigation, the names of the witnesses are being redacted. The reason for this is twofold. Many of these people have already received threats and intimidation throughout the past year, and we will not accept this behavior towards the Fair Board members, Bonner County employees. Second, the release of confidential personnel investigations has a chilling effect on future witnesses coming forward if they know their investigations will be made public. Whistleblowers must be afforded every protection under the law. Fair is mostly a cash business, and because of this, a sum certain for loss can't be determined. However, as is evident from the report, the losses were substantial and unacceptable. Bonner County and the Fair Board are looking at ways to recoup at least some of the losses, as the fair runs on an extremely tight budget. Board of County Commissioners, County Clerk, and Office of Prosecuting Attorney remain committed to implementing appropriate internal controls to prevent this from happening in the future. There was an outside investigator that was brought in to do the audit on the finances. There's a detail to that at some point in time would become public, so I'm going to get ahead of it now. That private investigator is a retired detective. He's, I believe, to be a solid, honest man. I believe if the investigation took it directly to his son, that's where the axe would fall. That's the type of man I believe him to be. That being said, this man worked for Darrell Wheeler in the jail and was an employee previously to Darrell Wheeler, and his son is currently an employee of Darrell Wheeler. So to protect not only the sheriff's department, the private investigator that did the audit, Bonner County employees, Board of Commissioners, the Fair Board, and everybody concerned, Lewis Marshall and I have contacted the Attorney General's office to put a second set of eyes on this investigation to look for discrepancies, anything that could or might be wrong, or to say, yes, this is a clean and solid investigation to protect everybody involved. And so that's the status of this at that time, and that concludes my report for today. Thank you.